Hey
Welcome,
guys.
welcome. It's our first episode of It Gets Real in Your 20s, and I'm your host, Gallus.
And I'm your co-host, Fatu.
And we're going to be talking about the trials and tribulations, the transition, the lessons, just like the all-over fun experience of going through your 20s, the ghetto-ness of adulting.
And it can get ghetto, but we ask all of our guests on the show 2 questions. So I'm going to start off by asking our lovely host these 2 questions.
So we're diving straight into it?
Going straight into it.
Okay.
The juicy part.
All right.
Gallus, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment so far?
Okay, so my greatest accomplishment, I would have to say, honestly, like my growth over the years, especially like within the last recent years, I feel like I had so much personal growth, and just the way I had to like kind of relearn things, unlearn things and relearn them. So I feel like that's my greatest accomplishment, a self-accomplishment. I'm proud of myself because I have came a long way. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say is the craziest thing you have done this far?
Okay. Crazy. Okay, so I feel like I'm real, like, sometimes I'm very spontaneous. I feel like I do a lot of crazy shit. But the craziest thing I did, okay, so I moved to Houston last year, and I moved out there. I had, like, no job, and I was about to go to Mexico. I was just like, bruh, like, I need to make some money real quick. So, like, I put my apartment on Airbnb, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm on Airbnb it while I'm out there. And so the people who wanted to rent it, like, they wanted to come, like, I was leaving on a Friday or whatever, and they wanted to come that night at, like, 9. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Like, I get off of work, go rush back home, like, get the Airbnb together. So, like, after work, I got off at, like, 5. Fixing up the Airbnb, I'm, like, changing the locks to my closet so I can hide, like, my personal shit in there and, like, put locks on the door. I lock myself in the fucking closet. Like, dead ass. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm locked in the closet. And I'm not just locked in there for a couple of minutes. I'm locked, like, I was in there for like an hour.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm begging on the door, like, for somebody outside to hear me. Like, oh my gosh, can somebody hear me? Like, these people about to come to the Airbnb. The house is not all the way together. I got a flight to catch at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sitting here in a closet, not even packed. It was just a crazy mess. And
how did you get out?
Honestly, I was just banging, screaming, and somebody walked by, thank God, and they was like, we hear you. And they were like, we called somebody, and then the man was just like, how did you even do this? How did you lock yourself in the closet? And I was just doing something I shouldn't have been doing. But that's the craziest thing I did.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I would say my greatest accomplishment is, I feel like I have different ones for different aspects of my life. Like career-wise, I feel like I've been able to like advance pretty quickly in the field that I'm in. So I'm really proud of that. And like you said, when it comes to like health, I feel like my self-awareness is a great accomplishment for me. Like I feel like just taking those first steps in the healing process. And I'm not healed, but just taking those steps and trying to
process there. You getting there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the craziest thing you have did? Let's get juicy. Let's get juicy with it.
Craziest thing, y'all.
Like, I want the craziest, wildest, funnest.
All right. In college, I decided to throw this big party, even though you went to West Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. Did your apartment complex say if you threw a party or whatever, then you would get evicted?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So I thought they were just, trying to get us not to have parties, and I did not heed the warning. I threw that party, and next thing you know, 30 minutes within the party, knocking on the door. It was the cops, and they shut it down. And I thought that was just going to be the end all, be all. But like Monday morning, I got a letter from the office talking about, oh, you threw a party and we told you that if you threw a party, you will be evicted. You're violating your lease. And I got evicted. It was the dumbest thing I ever did. But, I mean, you live and you learn. And it guided me through life. It forced me to move back home. And it changed my mindset. So I am grateful, kind of. I still think it was dumb for me to do, but it did lead to where I am now.
So today our topic is no new friends. So like a lot of times people sometimes have that mentality like, nah, I just need my day ones, no new friends, no new bitches, I don't need no new friends in my life.
Did you have that mentality?
I said I didn't, but I was discussing this with my friend, and she was like, I think you did, because if you didn't, you would be more open to people, like, back then. I feel like I was open, but, like, not that open. Just like, okay, we hang out. It's just like, okay, whatever, though. Like, I have my friends, so it's just like, whether you're here or not, like, I'm good.
Yeah, I had that same mentality, too. I felt like you said, it's always, like, your day ones. And I had, like, associates, but I would just keep them, like, as associates, but... Yeah, I had to grow out of that mentality, and I decided to try like networking events and getting out of my shell and meeting new people, and that's how I met Gallus.
Yes, we did meet at a networking event. I do feel like as an adult, you do have to put yourself out there, especially like now, like everybody's going different directions in life. People having families, some people like moving across the country, people starting different careers. Some people were just like, you know, like figuring out themselves, might be down bad, trying to figure out, you know, what's next for me. I do feel like you have to put yourself out there, to put yourself in different groups or different environments, especially for things that you like to do, because we're getting older. People do find different interests in different things. Like, you know, what bonded us back in like 2015 might not like bond us right now. So, like, you have to get out there and explore different things.
What are different ways you feel like you can put yourself out there?
Okay, so I had to learn this. Like, I used to go to, like, when I moved to Houston, because I really had to put myself out there. I just went out there, didn't know a single soul. So I was like, I started going to workout classes.
Okay.
I joined the YMCA. No, I went to I was just like, okay, it's a lot of older people here. I want more of a younger crowd. So like I got into serving, like the nightlife. It was cool. I did meet people. I engaged, and I loved it. I'm like really into yoga. So started doing like different yoga classes, yoga in the greenery, downtown Houston. I just meeting people and just been engaged, and like you just got to put yourself out there, and you just got to try different things, and you just can't get discouraged either. I know the first couple of times I put myself out there, I kind of got discouraged because it's like, dang, like I'm giving you guys me, like I'm giving you guys some of me, and like this is not something I do so often, so it's just like, why? Like, where's the love? Like, why am I not being accepted? Or maybe I shouldn't look at it like that. Not being accepted, but like where's my type of people? And I feel like I just, it takes time to find that. It takes time to find your type of people, or people that have the same interests in you or same hobbies. Do you feel like it comes a point in time where you have to let friendships go? Or do you like try to hold on tight?
Me personally, I feel like I'm pretty bad at like cutting people off. Like I'll just cut you off. But I feel like you have to have a balance. There definitely is like a time where, like, you know, you can, I guess, run, what'd you call it last time? Run the block on them? Spin the block.
Yeah,
spin the block on certain friendships. But
I do feel like for me as well, it is hard to like let people go, especially like when I really enjoyed our time together, and I just feel like we have so many memories. And especially now because it's like the transition period. But I do feel like when you do some funny acting stuff, like I remember when I became friends with this girl or whatever, and we were supposed to we used to work out together sometimes. And we used to work out at her house or whatever. And one day I came and like the workout class was closed, but I actually seen her outside like walking her dog. I'm just like, oh, hey, damn, I was showing up for workout, but it's closed. I was like, I text you, though. She's like, oh, my phone was upstairs. I was like, oh, okay, like, it's cool. Like, I was just texting you to see you before I came over here, though. And I'm looking at her phone in her pocket. I'm just like, what's the line for?
Oh, wow.
I was just like, that's just kind of funny to me because, like, I don't know what was up. Like, I was just trying to go to a workout class.
Were y'all, like, close, or it was just, like, an associate?
I do think we were getting close, in my opinion.
That's weird, though.
Yeah, in my opinion, I was just like, that was nothing to lie about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not. But I think it was time to cut them off.
Yeah, it was like trying to cut ties. But honestly, after that, I was just like, okay, like, I don't know what that was about. I still wonder to this day.
Yeah, that is weird.
But I do feel like how you have to date these men or how you have to date these women, you have to date your friends as well, especially with new friends. I feel like the point in my life I am in right now, like, I do want some new friends. A lot of my friends are starting families. And that just leaves little G to like interact with some other people who's kind of on the same type of time I'm on right now.
I feel
and so like I feel like I have been putting myself out here, like just like I go on dates with guys. I go on dates with friends, like girlfriends, guy friends. Like 2 of my goals this year was to meet 2 girlfriends and 2 guy friends. And I can say so far I met 1 girlfriend and 2 guy friends. So one
that's
step
good.
away.
1 to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think it is important to like date your friends, because there are such things as like friends soulmates. So I think that's a good point of view.
And I do feel like sometimes like I feel like I'm a very open person at this point. But some people aren't as open, and I do feel like you have to like let people show up as them and still be okay with that. Like if you're showing up as you and you're showing up the best you could be to me, like I have to be open to that and I can't judge. Do you feel like men have longer lasting friendships than women?
Honestly, I kind of do, because you know how I just told you, like I feel like, I'm so easy to like cut friends off or cut friends off. I feel like guys, they low key give more chances.
I do think one thing about guys, I do feel like, well, like a lot of guys I know and like a lot of their friends and stuff, like they stay down with their friends. Like this nigga could be like, they could have met in 1st grade and like this still my nigga, and it's like 20 years from now, like this. But
why
do
you think that is? Like I've seen that. I haven't seen like an example of them like forgiving and stuff, but I've seen like examples of like guys having like longer lasting friendships than most women.
I just feel like they just kind of hold on, like this person,
no matter what.
Yeah.
Even sometimes their boys be doing some grimy stuff, but they still will like be friends.
Cause I feel like me, I feel like I do have a lot of long-lasting friendships. Like I have a lot of friends that I'm still friends with from high school and stuff. I do feel like maybe we might not talk as much, but like some of my real friends, well, like my close friends, the ones like I spent nights at their house for like weeks, or like I still spend Christmas and Thanksgiving with them and stuff. I feel like that we're always there for each other. We're just maybe not like we don't communicate as often, like every day, or hang out all the time like we used to. Like we used to be in each other's faces. Literally, like, you didn't see me without this person. And now it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We still cool like that. We could call each other any time of the day, but
y'all just aren't as close as y'all used to be.
Yeah, we're all like, we're in different aspects of our lives too. We have different things going on.
I feel so. You think it's the same? You don't think guys necessarily have longer lasting friendships?
I do think guys have longer lasting friendship. I wish we had a man here though, because a lot of guys I know, like they really do have friendships for like ever, and like regardless of what happens, like they don't take anything too personally.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's true. I think that might be.
We're a little more sensitive. We're like a little more in touch with our emotions. Guys, they don't really take shit personally. Like I feel like your girlfriend try to talk to your man or somebody you dated, girl, it would be a problem.
Cut
literally. But a guy in his instinct is just like, go ahead, bro. Or or like niggas, they could fight. Like they could get into it, they could fight and be cool
then
again.
Be friends like 2 seconds after.
I'm not fighting none of my friends and just like,
if I have to put hands on you, then let's just quit it there. Let's just stop.
It's just like
oh but they can really do that. I don't know. Maybe they just wired differently. But
do you feel like being in a relationship, because you are in a relationship?
I am.
Do you feel like that has affected some of your friendships?
I think so. I feel like yes. Okay. Like even till now, it's still something I'm kind of struggling with. But trying to find that balance of like spending time with your man and spending time with your friends. You can kind of like fall off with your friends or not see them as often if you're too into your relationship. And I feel like I was like that. I'm starting to like try to find that balance and hang out with friends. And like you said, you got to date your friends too. You can't neglect them because you have a man.
Especially because if that relationship, not saying yours won't last, but if that relationship don't last, who you calling? Who you going to?
You're going to be crying by yourself, lonely.
Right. No, I do feel like it is kind of hard. But I do feel like me and my friends, like, I don't know, I feel like because like, we're just used, like, me and my friends, like, I talk to 2 people, like, damn near almost every other day or every day. So I feel like one of my close friends, she's in a relationship, and I told her, I was just like, dang, like, both my close friends got in a relationship around the same time. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, I expected my best friend to get into it because I wanted her to get into a relationship. I was like, yeah, you need it. The other one, I was just like, not that I didn't want her to get into one, but it's just like took me from guard because it's like, dang, like, who else I'm going to talk to? Like, like, we used to be spending hours on the phone. Like, this is the person I called and I talked to. Like, I don't know, like, this is my man, but, like, this is, like, this is my person. Dog, so I was just like, dang, like, and I can't be selfish because she do got a man. And, like, you know, he deserves that time, too. But I want it as well.
So do you feel like she has a balance between the two of you guys? Okay. Yeah. So it just went down, like the amount of time y'all hung out went down a little bit because she had to find a.
I feel like at first, you know, like when you first starting to date somebody, it's just like you give all your attention to them. You want to talk to them. Yeah. It's just like, I want to be in your face. I want to hear your voice. And, you know, like, because, you know, friends, we could sit on the phone and we could not talk about shit and still be on the phone. Or we could talk about everything, or it could be like shit quiet, like as quiet as fuck. It's just like, so. I just have to do that with my man too.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. So usually, towards the end of our show, we ask two different questions. Well, we asked the question: how has it gotten real for you in your 20s, and what lessons do you mind sharing? So what lessons in the friendship realm has it gotten real for you in your 20s? Like, what have you learned from the past friendships you have had or you dealt with?
I've learned that communication is like one of the most important things. Like, you have to communicate how you feel, set boundaries, and you have to communicate those boundaries too. But I feel like communication is like one of the most important things. And I struggled with that, like going into college, going into my 20s, because I grew up in an African household where like you weren't allowed to really like express how you feel, because if you try to like communicate, it would be looked at as like talking back. So yeah, I had to really like unlearn some things and teach myself how to communicate effectively.
I feel like that, and I also feel like communication is very big in everything in life. If you got to communicate, you got to understand, you got to see both sides. But honestly, I feel like you can't take anything personally. And I feel like that's what I used to do. Like, people are going through different things, and people might not be as open or as vulnerable as you to talk about what they have going on in their life. And you do have to understand that. Now, if this is your dog, if this is your friend, and, like, they just kind of get distant, don't take it personal. Like, they might have some things. Just be more understanding. Watch how you come at them, too, or watch how they come at you, or vice versa. But I do feel like you also have to be like, if something is going on in your life, be like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. So if I do get distance, this is why.
That's the fact.
I do feel like that's another thing that comes with growth, because when I know a lot of people and myself, like, when stuff starts happening, it's just like, let me just shut down. Let me just get to myself and figure it out. It's just like, it doesn't have to be like that, because you have a whole community around you. So use that.
Yeah, that's the fact.
But we do appreciate you guys.
Wait, what?
We do appreciate these people. We do appreciate them for tuning in today.
I had more questions.
You guys just have to tune in next Tuesday for some new episodes of It Gets Real in Your 20s. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.